Mortals, I am Natus, wanderers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of the Four Nights of the Apocalypse series, chapter 65, titled The Nightmare Anew. Now, as cool as this is, this chapter is actually on the more bad side of chapters once it comes down to it. Like, I don't think maybe we're gonna put that as down as I would, but to me personally, it really does feel like it's a very bad chapter to considering all the chapters we got so far. It's kind of one of those build-up chapters, kinda. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this chapter. So we start this chapter off with all the four knights of the apocalypse reacting to Galan and Malaskia's magical power, with them both all having like some kind of reaction to it. Like Lancelot, he notices that, but he's like completely chill. Percival is like shocked because he's the least experienced. Tristan is also a bit more shocked, but nothing is as much as Percival. And Gawain is like, huh? More shocked at this power level, I'm guessing. But regardless, we actually got back to where Tristan, Gawain, and Percival were. As there we have, I'm guessing Tristan being noticing and saying, "Have you two noticed it? This is demon magic, right? But it's so big." I feel like the demon magic might be Percival, but I'm not exactly sure. Like it's kind of difficult to say which one of these would be having this kind of reaction to it. Anyways, there we have confirmedly Christian saying this as he's like, "Yes, I've never seen it so strong and ominous." As there we have Percival shaking a bit, as we also see a bit of Gawain's hand kind of coming close to Percival, as then Percival knows that, and she a bit blushes as then Gawain looks down at him, as then Percival grabs Gawain's hand, as Gawain's like, "What are you doing, little kid?" And Percival responds with, "It's okay, I'm scared too." As then we see a bit of close up of Gawain's hand is also shaking as Percival is holding it, which is kind of nice to see that they are becoming a bit closer friends. I mean, they are supposed to be a group, so it does make sense they will be trying to build up their relationships a bit. Regardless, then we have Gawain going back to her smug personality. She's like, "Don't bother with that. I'm just shaking with excitement." Yeah, considering how Palgad's reaction was, I doubt it's excitement. So then we have Gawain saying, "Guys," as she puts her hands on Tristan's shoulder, and well, she doesn't actually have to put it on Percival because he's already holding her hand, and she just says, "Let's go, take it on. I gotta let off some steam." After throwing a touch like a baby, as she's like, "Huh?" As then we cut to back with to Melascula and Galad, and the two of them come up right now like they are but couple just waking from a bed as Melascula just like doing her hair, flipping her hair a bit, and Galad's like scratching his torso. As then we have a few holy knights be like, "Servants of chaos, you said? The biggest since the holy war. We have to take him down, or all of us will be destroyed." I'm guessing they remember him as content commandment, which I guess some of these guys are from there, as we could have expected. Also, the guy who was in charge of them at the beginning seems to have a scythe, which actually does give this whole another bit more awesomeness. I mean, not that many people use scythes, for God's sakes. So, anyways, then we have Galan speaking, saying, "Melascula, I fear my memory is hazy. What were we doing up to now?" And then we have Melascula scratching, biting her fingers, I'm guessing, or nail. And she's like, "I know one thing for sure, Galant." And she bites it. "The seven deadly sins beat us." So yeah, this is actually very interesting because how do I say this? While Galan's memory makes sense, why it's weird. It's weird with Malaska because Malaska never really died, and the only implication that we got from when Malaska was in the in the tiny snake form, which is something that's mentioned here, is that she seemed to have been fully conscious. Like it was only her form that really changed. So it's kind of weird how Malaska has seems to be lacking any memories. So yeah, anyways, then we have Golan be like, "Oh, now I remember. I was fighting that man Escanor and I was turned to stone." As they have mother saying, "Oh yes, that bandit bonded me in, and then Elizabeth took away my powers." So yeah, although I don't think it was really like Bond it's himself took you in. I think he was playing more on suicide jump or something like that. But yeah, she is more or less correct on this front. Samuel they have gone saying, "I don't know how much time has passed, but they are still alive, aren't they?" Is there we have Gamaskara just be like, "They better be. I want the final word with them, or my anger will never be calmed." So yeah, I'm kind of curious on what's happening with Melascula here because she didn't really die. Although to be fair, Galan doesn't seem to be remembered as Starosa neither. So I am kind of curious if that's gonna be explored here. Anyways, then we see a few jumps, which I'm guessing are the Holy Knights. And then we see the Holy Knights going there to slash at Galant. And then Melascula also noticing them as they also go to slash at her as they all jump back to, I guess, see how much damage it did, as they look at, and they see that, well, the lawn seems to be unfazed, and Melascura's, that devil magic she usually had around her to cover herself, she seems to now have some kind of weird, eldritch snake creature around it, or something weird, monstrous, chaotic thing. Like, it seems to have, like, some squid like tentacle, some mouth, some eye, just a bunch of weird stuff. I mean, they are supposed to be the beings of chaos now. So yeah, kinda. I guess it's supposed to show us that these knights are not even gonna put a scratch on them. Like Pelio was previously at least able to like put a scratch on Pelagop when he got a chance, but these guys can't even like put a scratch on them. But I feel like they might be able to scratch Melascula, but by the looks of it, it seems like they can't even do that. But we will see. Anyways, then we see Galand putting raising his hand up and doing like a karate chop as he calls this spell Coda as he descends that slice up. And my god, this thing is big. Like, we actually get some good size comparisons here, and Galan seems to be like towering. Actually, it kind of looks to be about the size of buildings right now. Well, small buildings, not big ones, like these, little huts, basically. And this thing is, and this thing is like towering him as well. And also, I feel like this karate chop might be a reference to Askino. I don't know why. Just this karate chop kind of reminds me of when Askino, karate chopped Zeldrist. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it just feels kind of weird that that's kind of what happens. I mean, granted, Gallant previously had like a weird weapon, staff weapon, but now he doesn't. So, anyways, then we have a bunch of not Honda's like, oh, I am not sure what this is supposed to entail. And then we see a bunch of like things being destroyed. And then we have one night be like, oh, is it? Oh, why is like, did he cut Leonis in two? As then we get like a shot of Leona at the very end of Leonis, so like when there's like a wall. And then we see like a bunch of buildings like being cut like perfectly through. As they have gone just laughing like ka ka ha. As they have gone on saying, "Do not worry, I did not kill a soul. My master told me not to, except for other races and those who belong to our support or support the seven and the four." So yeah, also in case you're doubting it, we actually see a show where we see a bunch of people like standing there perfectly fine. Now I'm not sure if this is just supposed to be because they weren't on the in the line, but by looks of things, no one was actually hurt from them. Although, like Delan just said, he said all the four who except for the other races and the seven and the four support. Meaning that these holy knights, like the guy with a scythe here, is just who currently has a line over his face, who's just like, what? As the other guy's like, there's a line on your face. And then we have this guy be like, huh? And then we see this guy like kind of opening in reversal like a book, as then yeah, like opening up, as then he has like a blood spraying behind him and splashing over his knights. As then we cut to the village, as we see some of the knights like twitching, as then we cut to the rest of the Liones, as we see a woman screaming, yeah! As then we see that giant who was carrying, Percival and Meliodas previously, chopped off to a point like he doesn't have anything but the top. She basically chopped off everything around this area. As then we see another fairy, the fairy who I think was also selling stuff, also be chopped in half as people are like, no! And then we see lots of people screaming by all the fairies and the giants being killed right now. Kind of curious on the fact that author said, do not kill anyone who isn't human, but these two are not humans, or they're demons, basically. Actually, alright. Technically, Galan's a demon and Malaska is a snake, but it's kind of weird how those two, how he's using the other, telling. It's kind of weird how Galan and Malaska are two non-humans were ordered to kill everything that's not a human. Kind of weird, and again, kind of supports the idea they might have some kind of mental trickery going on there because it is really weird how they don't seem to remember the ways they died, or Malaska didn't even die, and they are ordered not to kill humans. So I am kind of curious on that front. So, anyways, then we have someone from the old 7 Days Sin stock is like, Meliodas, a shadowy figure is attacking the town. And Meliodas like, yeah, I know. Send the holy knights out to rescue the city at once. As they have Meliodas be like, this is Galan and Melaskila's magic. With some chaotic power mixed in Arthur must have resurrected them. Again, why are people acting like Melaskila died? She was just a snake. I mean, is it implied that she died after the commandment left her body, or died doing the whole demon king chaos as a collateral damage? Is that what's supposed to be taken here? But anyways, then we have well, ouch! It actually doesn't even work because Malaska was already fully chaotic when she was there. It was she actually resurrected Galant. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be explained later or not, but I hope we get. Anyways, then we see Mel's tweet holding his face like, the question is, what do they want? If they seek revenge against me, are they attacking us directly? So yeah, I get. Well, to be fair, Malaskala does want revenge against you, my dear Melios. Like that's not exactly wrong. Anyways, then we have confirming this is a captain from the original Seven Sins. As I was like, Gil, what do you think they're after? And then we see then we see Guild Thunder, as he seems to have like more of a regal clothing now, as well as longer hair. Actually, this kind of reminds me of Elizabeth in the beginning. So yeah, I guess he took more of the noble route right now. Every time we have Guild Thunder, be like, I think this is clear attack is clear diversion. The attackers are likely decoys, and if they avoid striking the castle, rescuing a prisoner perhaps, but I fail to see how that would alter the state of this war. So I guess they have some prisoners from Camelot. Makes me kind of curious on who those prisoners or that's gonna be reference. Although this could also be a translation error. As they will have them, I guess, getting an idea. As they will have Glenfall being shot like, oh, in Quebec, Meliodas. The whole fact that we currently retain the initiative over Camelot, as Mel's like, oh, it's Batra. They're after Batra's vision. As then we see Batra on the bed, as we get a woman like feeding him. Not sure if this is Elizabeth or this is some random servant woman feeding him, but needless to say, there's someone feeding Batra, as then we get the shadowy figure attacking. Still in the same way, still looking the same. Like we don't see anything more, although it does seem like this person might have, the normal night shoes they have, with a weird inkstand panel. Not sure what this is exactly, but yeah, this protector is going there. Or at least we can assume. I mean, it's difficult to say because it's a castle, so a lot of the places are gonna look very similar. But needless to say, he's approaching there. Although I wouldn't be exactly calling out the whole thing prisoners thing because, I mean, releasing prisoners is just giving more chaos onto the matter. So I mean, even if he is after Bartra, I could see the releasing prisoners being the first priority and then go after Bartra's vision. So anyways, then we have Miller's like, Gil, I'm going off to protect Batra. And then Gil finds like, but Millers, what about the enemy forces in town? None but the Seven Assets can face such a foe, which is true. Then we have Miller slowing down as he's all serious like, no, there are others. And then we see Galan being cracking his neck as as he's talking with Malaska, his Galan's like, well, shall we cause some more havoc until the seven deadly sins appear? As then Malaska's like, hee hee, hope this nation can hold out until then. And then we have a bit of a whoosh. As then we see Gawain, Tristan, and Percival all being there, ready for battle. And then we have Melaskala and Galan acting as Galan's like, and who are these? They just appeared before our eyes. And then we have Melaskala saying, did they teleport in? And then Galan's like, thinking a bit as he's looking at them. And then he looks at Gawain like, the scent of this woman's magic. I've caught it before. Ah, yes, Eskimo, the lion sin of pride. But why her? Who is she? As then we see a shot of Ashkenaz's badass pose and all that. That, which I don't think actually is a flashback of it, that's just how he imagines Ashkenaz. Funny enough, we also see Merlin there. All of you, Gawain's Merlin and Askenaz's daughter, Ferris, or whatever you want to say, you might be getting more hints to it. Because you can clearly see Merlin right there. Which is fun, which it does make me wonder why he's not able to recognize Merlin there. But yeah, he's a bit curious to that front. As then we have Malaska also kind of freaking out. He's like, Glan, that silver-haired boy. And then Glan's like, could it be this mix of light and dark magic? It's just like theirs, isn't it? As then we see like a shot of Meliodas with his demon powers and Elizabeth using her sparklings. As the girl's like, Meliodas, the dragon sin of wrath, and Elizabeth's daughter of the supreme deity. So yeah, they're getting that. As their person will be like, so how will we fight them? Because the person is aware these two are extremely powerful, but he has no idea how they're gonna fight them. Which in my opinion confirms that at the very least, as things stand right now, these two have more magical power than any of the four knights. And with that, going to be like, the perfect way to let off some steam. So yeah, I hope she gets humbled again. And with that, Tristan back, how dare you they resurrect such brutes? This bad boy just works for him. I'm sorry, it just works. Again, I'm not sure when Melaska died. As then we have someone saying, I'm guessing Lancelot be like, look at this disaster. You're gonna pay for this, you garbage. As they both notice that as well as as Lancelot just like walking all badass. As they're like, and another one? Wait, I sent. Was it saying, wait, I sense, no, it can't be. And we got a shot of Bond, of Lancelot's face as Lancelot's like, ugh! And she remembers Bond of the Seven Deadly Sins, the fuck scene of greed, and that hateful fairy clan girl. So yeah, Malaska is really angry at this point. And then we have both of them be like, who are you people? As I think Malaska grits a bit. And they have Lancelot being all stark and bad, be like, we are the four knights of the apocalypse, the knights of prophecy, here to crush the forces of chaos. As he's all confident and badass here, looking like a leader, honestly here. Seriously, I really get the leader vibe in this panel from Lancelot. As we see, Gawain also looking very confident and smug. As we see Meliodas being personally like, like being trying to be serious as well as Tristan, which is kind of funny they all position like this because that's kind of how they go in terms of personality wise. So yeah, this chapter was just a big setup chapter. Nothing really that happened except maybe a few interesting things to be revealed later in the story. All in all, I really don't think the four Knights of the Apocalypse should be able to defeat Galan Malaska here. Or at the very least, if they do defeat him, I hope they don't kill Malaska, because I feel like there's a lot of potential and to explore her. Same goes for Galan. I really feel like they should. But I don't know, really, it could go either way here. So I am kind of curious on I'm kind of curious how this is gonna go because like this is a similar chapter we got a few chapters back with Palgot, where Palgot was like naming them. Oh, a knight with wing like hair with green and shape of wings hair. A guy with no confirmed shape. A girl with golden color magic, a boy with light and darkness in both his eyes. Like, we got that in a previous couple of chapters ago, and here's basically just like us going through it in a. Well, we don't mention Percival because Melaskill and Galan don't have any kind of prior knowledge to Percival. Up to what we know of, like maybe they know what. Maybe they have some knowledge about what species Percival is, and maybe that's gonna be revealed later. But as we are, it's just like there's clearly something up with Ascanor and Merlin with Gawain. Melaska knows this is Bon and Elaine's, not just Bon and Elaine's kid, and they know Tristan is Percival and Meliodas and Elizabeth's kid. So they're clearly aware of that. So I'm curious on how this is gonna go because again, I don't see them be able to do anything. Like I'm pretty sure Galan's one shot was a better feat than any of them had so far, and not to mention all the feats that they've done in the Savally since, which we can at least assume are comparable because as soon as because Melios immediately figured out it was them, and everyone seems to be immediately like, oh yeah, it's those two. So I really do not see how these guys would be able to do it. Like so far, the natural policy I would say are around like have been around well somewhere in the gray demon range. I would say above, but not like Ten Commandments. Like alright, the 6 Knights of Black, sure, but the Ten Commandments, I'm a bit iffy on that front. Especially so soon. Let's be real, okay? It's a soon part. That's really the problem here. So I am curious on how this fight is gonna go. Honestly, I could see the next fight. Honestly, yeah, I can actually see it. Like the next fight could be similar to how like all them being very confident and saying attacks, but then Melskill and Galant reveal, oh no, we are stronger than this. So I am curious on that. Maybe they just get scared. Maybe they just get scared by the potential and they take this battle more seriously. But again, I'm not exactly sure. Although granted, if that's not the case with them, then you have to wonder who exactly is going to be able to stop them because it looks like Mileo's going to be fighting against that other guy. So I am curious on that front. But maybe someone else shows up. I don't know really. So, anyways, I hope you like this reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And put your theories in the comments below as well as what do you think is up with Escala's and Galan's personal memories and minds. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. With that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.